Welcome to this demo session on data engineering. I'm Dr. Nilay Kerde, mentor for today's session, and on the behalf of Jai Raju and AKIRA IT Infotech, I welcome you to this session. So before we start with today's session, let me quickly take you through the agenda of the session, and then we will have a brief introduction of mine followed by you. So we are going to start with introduction to data engineering. What is data engineering concept? Okay. So rather than starting with boring technical complex definition, I will explain you the concept with a real world example. Okay. Followed by that, I will take you through a concept of cloud computing. Now, if you pay attention on my agenda, you could see that all these are different topics which are taught across the course, right? And each one requires hours of teaching and implementation as well. So my aim here in this particular session is not to teach you a single concept, because thereby you will not get an idea about my teaching approach. So that's why what I have done is that in this particular demo session, I have considered 3-4 different topics. I will be spending about 10 to 15 minutes on each one of them to give you essence of what is the use of that particular tool, service or technology, and how it works, right? So once I'm done with the introduction of data engineering, I will explain you the concept of cloud computing, how it is useful in the context of data engineering, followed by distributed computing systems, how they are quite useful when it comes to building scalable data engineering solutions, because we know that nowadays we have a big data, right? Because of grassroots penetration of internet and digitization, we have got mobile phones, apps and whatnot. So we are generating data. It is not just the volume of the data, but also the velocity at which the data is getting generated is quite high. And traditional tools such as Excel or any other database server, they are not sufficient enough to handle such a vast variety or volume of the data. So to handle this, I will explain you what is distributed computing system. And in our data engineering course, we are going to implement such systems using a big data engine called as PySpark, Apache PySpark. So most of these topics are basically, I can say, they are kind of theoretical topics. Followed by that, I will give you a glimpse of Python programming. So we will spend some time on basic programming concepts like how to create a variable in Python, how to do computation, how you can write a code to handle any condition from real world scenario, right? So there you will get an idea about how you will learn Python based coding, and then followed by AI ML example with PySpark. Now it is not possible to cover this particular topic in a matter of 10 minutes. So I will not cover the PySpark implementation of AI ML. Rather, I will explain you the working of one machine learning model, AI model called as linear regression. Now, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Dr. Nilay Kerde. I have done PhD in artificial intelligence after completion of my master's in. I have done PhD in AI, and after completion of my master's in computer application, I have over more than 17 years of experience in the field of software industry as well as academia. So when it comes to academia, I have taught, I have taught students in university college setup, as well as I have given corporate training sessions to IT professionals as well. And these are my area of specializations: data science, data engineering, web, mobile app development, and AI. All right, so I think we are done with the introduction part. So let's move to the uh, our first point on the agenda. Here you go. What was our first agenda? It was about an introduction to data engineering, right? Now you might got confused because of the slide that you see on my screen. I'm asking you about what is your favorite ice cream. How it is related to data engineering? Well, as I have told you, I believe in uh, you know uh, in a simpler explanation rather than using those technical jargons and explaining you a complex technical definition. So let's use this real world example and try to understand what exactly a data engineer or data engineering means. Yes, so what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Well, those who are located in India, summer is gonna start, right? So I'm sure there must be a lot of ice cream lovers over here. Well, if you talk about me, my favorite is vanilla. Okay, people are saying strawberry, chocolate. Okay, okay, I can see that just two people are there who are fond of ice cream. That's quite interesting for fact for me to know, because I thought that majority of the people will be into ice cream. Okay, fine. Yeah. So you might have heard of a company called Amul, which are into the manufacturing of milk and milk products, right? So in recent year, they have recorded a revenue of 6.5 billion US dollars, right? So imagine a scenario that in one of their major manufacturing unit, a big machine, which is which is used for axle manufacturing, goes down because of some technical reason. And what will happen in that case? In that case, you know all their production line will halt, right? As a result of which it will impact their sales, their raw material. There are chances that their raw material may get damaged, right? So it's a quite costly affair for them, right? They can't uh, have such breakdown of system on a regular basis. So what they can do is they can apply, they can fit they can fit some sensors with these machines, like temperature sensor, maybe a sensor which measures the uh, pressure, temperature, or vibrations, etc., right? And all those readings, you know we are going to save all those readings into some data, uh, into some database. So it could be your database server, it could be your simple text files, right? Or even a cloud-based setup. What to do next? Well, whatever data you have collected, it can be analyzed by a data scientist or a data analyst. Real world data usually is quite messy, right? And there are a lot of scientific ways to properly clean that data. So data scientists will take care of that. Once the data is properly cleaned, we can feed that data to AI ML model. Now, what is AI ML model? Well, these are nothing but mathematical models, right? And these mathematical models learns the underlying pattern from the data, remember those patterns, and then make predictions for the future new input. So once this AI ML model has been trained, it has been properly trained on the given data set, then in the future, from all that sensor data collected, it can predict the maintenance of a machine beforehand. So it is quite good thing, right? Instead of getting that machine breaking down, getting damaged, and then you have to wait for a few hours or maybe for a few days to get it repaired, right? So instead of that, we can have a short period of, we can have a maintenance activity which take relatively shorter time, and thereby we are we are helping the businesses to streamline their operations, maximize their revenue, right? Now, in this entire example, where do you think data engineering is applied?
Data analysis and cleaning.
Okay, data analysis and cleaning. So now please read the first line, which is about the definition of data engineering. So just before data scientists start doing the data analysis or data analytics, you know the person who take care of extracting the data from the source. Now that source can be either Excel file, text file from the cloud, or maybe from the database servers, right? And then transforming it. So sometime data may not be in the proper format. Maybe it is in JSON format, but the data scientists need it in tabular form, right? Maybe they are using NoSQL database, right? So you need to convert that data into tabular format. That is one use case. So a lot of data transformation methods are there. As we will progress in the sessions in this course, you will come to know about them. And then load, ETL. E stands for extract, transformation I have already told you, and then finally load. So and then load that finally a better version of data, so that that data can be used for further data analytics, reporting, or for AI model development. And then using all these things, big businesses, big enterprises, they can make data driven decisions, right? So that is the essence of data engineering. Build reliable data infrastructure, transform raw data into business ready insights, ensure that data accuracy is there, right? And as I was telling you in the beginning of my session, it is very important for data engineer to build scalable solution, because most of the enterprises nowadays, they are having terabytes of data. Sometimes the velocity of data is too fast. You have to process the data, and then make decisions in real time. So to build such scalable system, data engineer have to also consider this particular fact. We could see penetration of AI in almost every domain. So definitely, the ultimate end result of your data engineering solution, it could be also in the form of some AI initiatives. So I hope that the concept of data engineering is clear to all of you. Simpler manner, I will tell you what you are going to learn. So on the left hand side, what you see is a list of tools, as it is a practical oriented subject. So we will be spending a lot of time on coding, then how to use different services from cloud platform like AWS. Sometimes you have to perform the installation or configuration, do the configuration of a particular software system. So everything is covered in these sessions. I strongly believe in learning by doing, rather than you just looking at my screen and following the concept. We will also have some additional examples for the practice, and at the end of each session, I will provide you the relevant study material like code files, data sets, installation guide, if applicable, for that session.